Well, it looks like Tyrese has more to say about, his ex-wife, Samantha Lee Gibson. Well, sorry, let me not use that because she's not a Gibson anymore, right? Um, but you know, once these videos came out of him talking about Samantha Lee right after his interview, the conclusion is that damn, he's still talking about it. Well, that's the reason why he's still talking about her is because they're still going through a divorce. She's still trying to drag him, via the lawyers that he's probably having to still pay for out of his own pocket. You know what I mean? So, like I said, when men are going through divorce and these things, divorce is usually like that process a lot, especially in those short-term marriages. A lot of times the divorces are longer than the divorce processes are longer than the marriage itself. So here you're gonna still have Tyrese talk about Samantha Lee, who in my opinion is a very wicked woman. But let's take a listen to Tyrese here.
Singing all these songs about how I feel and how I'm feeling about what I lived and experienced because she left me out the blue. She can't say she don't know how I feel about her. Y'all seen all the interviews. The only person that ain't called me to say I'm sorry. I guess all these feelings that you caused don't fucking matter. I'm not playing, bitch. I'm a grown man. I'll tell you what I said. I'll tell you what I did. Accountability is a mother. I'm coming up on 4 years of posting, venting, talking, releasing songs and singles. And ain't nobody called me to say I'm sorry. I didn't even know. I did not know I caused that much damage. I had no idea that I had no idea. Yeah. Well, if you didn't know, you know now because you didn't heard the goddamn songs and you didn't seen the Instagram posts and you didn't see me on Joe Buttons and this and that. I've been talking, venting, uploading, all the above, and singing all these songs about.
Oh yeah, by the way, I forgot to mention what the caption is, just in case that people are just listening to it. It says Tyrese says his ex-wife did not reach out to apologize to him after he publicly expressed himself about their breakup, claims she and her legal team are seeking more money from him. So that's probably going to be in the next clip right here.
Just got another letter from her lawyers requesting that I send over all of my tax returns and all of my bank statements because she's trying to get 20,000 and I think they're trying to take it up to like 40. And they've been looking at all of my movies and all of the concerts and shows that I've been doing. And they over there like blood-sucking lawyers rubbing their hands. And Samantha's doing the same thing, rubbing her hands. And they going, oh, for the last year and a half, he looks like he's been doing really well. Let's go ahead and get them bank statements over here so we can figure out a way to get this law firm. I just got another letter from her lawyers.
Yeah, so just as I suspected, the reason why he made this video is because she's trying to get some more money out of him. So it's not really, the caption shouldn't even about looking for an apology. It's more of he's mentioning the apology part. He's just saying like, after me opening up and all this stuff, you're still going after all of my money. You're still trying to take my assets from me, the stuff that I've worked for. That's really what it's about. It's not even the apology. The apology, a way for her to apologize is to just settle and just be like, look, he doesn't owe me anything. I'm going my way. He's going his way. And if he still has some, like for example, like say if this is why, because when it comes to divorces and custody matters, it gets messy when a kid's involved. So in this instance, a kid is involved. So this is why it gets all drawn out. Divorces, especially if it's a short-term divorce and no kids are involved, you could leave. You there's a possibility that you can leave smooth, especially if you're willing to just give her some money just for her to walk away. Especially if you're just willing to just give her some leave me alone money, then it'll be a smooth divorce. You know what I mean? A smooth separation. But there's a kid involved, so already, and I'm pretty sure now Tyrese had said in the past that he had her sign a prenup, and it's still not. The prenup's not holding up. That's why I always say people just get a prenup. A prenup is a prenup can be challenged. A prenup can be challenged, But let's go to the next clip.
Another $600,000 that we're asking for in legal fees. It's a dirty, dirty game out here. Well, y'all gonna keep waiting. Y'all pray for me because I am hearing that the appeals court around my case is being appealed. My divorce case is being appealed, and they're going to give me the outcome of my appeal August 25th. Another $600,000 that we're at.
But like I said, this is why we try to warn men, now I will say this because I did see some comments from women in the comment section that I did agree with. And this is where men have to be smart, right? So you're Tyrese, you got all this money. You really think that she was with you for you? No disrespect. And I'm not trying to say, oh, you look a certain way, or you. It's not even about looking. If you're a celebrity of that status, you're not gonna meet a regular woman that's with you for you. That's just that's impossible. I always tell people this, and people might disagree with me. You're only gonna find real love if you didn't find it in high school, or like, people told me the age range, and I agree, from ages 15 through 22, right? If you didn't find a girl then, I mean, basically after college, that girl is not really with you for you. It's now her priority is changing in terms of what she's looking for a guy. So by that time, it's not like she's looking for you because she's attracted to you. She just needs a place to nest because she can't um, do shit by herself, right? Financially. So by the time you're meeting women past the age of 22, I say 23, but sometimes I'll even say this. I say, look, past sophomore year in college. So that's really, really age. Because I always be safe. I always say if she's over, I always try to keep it safe and say, if it's over 23, you're not going to really find a girl that really likes you for you. But I will sometimes in extreme cases, in my extreme mind, because I can be extreme, but a lot of times I'll be feeling really, if it's not past, if you haven't found her after, I'm talking about before sophomore year in college, I don't think you really got to do your investigation on that chick. You really do. You really do. And that could be from age, that means that could be age 20 or 21. You know what I mean? So men have to be smart during that time, because most men struggle with women from middle school, high school, college, mid-20s. It's not really until probably their mid-20s, or sorry, it's not really until their late 20s and 30s when they start getting their feet underneath them. And then by the time the women your age are obviously gonna go after you, and they're gonna try to trap. They're basically gonna try to trap you during that time. They've already had their quote unquote fun, and they're gonna want you to not have yours. You know what I mean? So you have to be careful during dating women in that age range when you're talking about. I don't know if that was educated Tyrone in the comment section. I don't know who it was, either Young Doka or educated Tyrone, that gave me the specific age range that I'd be that I'd be missing on, where it's like the epiphany stage, where that really starts, and it's really that age range that you have to be careful of. I will say anything over, because sometimes I'll be feeling like anything over 21, you got to be careful. But I would definitely, on the safe side, anything over 22, 23, I think 23 might be too late. I'll say, I'm gonna stick to this. Anything over 22, because that's what I've been seeing in the Twitter sphere. I keep seeing 22, 21, 22. I'm gonna be safe. Anything over 22, and she looking for you now, you have to you have to be careful. You have to be careful, because a woman at that age or that specific time past that, she's looking for somebody to bail her out. And that's a different type of mindset in dating when looking for a mate, you know? So in Tyrese's case, you're a celebrity, you all this, you just can't. And then at the time when Tyrese had met Samantha, um, he was already dealing with the drama with breaking up with his first wife, right? With the divorce with his first wife. So you would have thought Tyrese would have learned, but instead of learning, he basically bought a light skinned, ambiguous version of his first ex wife. This is what men also need to understand. When you're coming out of your first marriage, you need to be careful on telling the women that you're dating the problems of your first marriage, because that woman that you're dating, she's just going to pick up on it and be like, oh, well, I would never do that to you. And I'm a simple woman. I don't need money and all this stuff. Because I remember Tyrese was saying that, Samantha Lee was saying all that. Of course she's going to say, I don't need money and all this. Of course she's going to say that. She's going to tell you everything you need that you want to hear, until you do, until that day comes, you do something stupid like put a ring on her finger. And then she's going to baby trap you, because she knows that just marrying you is not enough. She's going to need a kid out of you. And then boom, you're beat. You're beat. Tyrese is going to have to deal with that woman for the rest of his life, believe it or not. Because people don't understand when you have a kid with somebody, that's for life. That's not for 18 years. That's for life. You got to deal with this woman for the rest of your life. Even even if that kid passes away, you're gonna have to be dealing with that woman for the rest of your life. So you gotta be very, 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 very careful. I want to see because I liked some of the comments in there. So one of the ladies in there, she said, taking all my money would make me go crazy too. Exactly. So at least people are seeing what it is. Now, I think with Tyrese's case, because people are because they're looking at him, they're looking at the woman he was with, and they're like, you see, you chose aesthetics instead of really doing your investigations on it. And because Tyrese said he was able to get her to sign a quote unquote ironclad prenup, right? Get an ironclad prenup. I keep hearing this from these. I'm like, y'all don't know how prenups work. Don't. Especially, first of all, it could probably work decently if you guys don't have kids. That's really because remember, prenup child support doesn't go on prenup. You can't negotiate what the child gets via prenups. That's what people don't even get. I'm like, you guys know that you don't, and I know y'all want kids, so I don't know what you're. Anyway, man, but yeah, a lot of people don't do their research on that. So somebody say, yeah, this is a result of marrying for aesthetics versus character and compatibility. And now what Tyree's going to say, well, she told me this, but and I believed her, and I'm like, and like I believe this because I believe this goes for men and women because when it comes to men and women, we overlook the red flags of people that we are physically attracted to. This is what people do. We overlook the red flags of people that we are physically attracted to, and then when ish hits the fan, we act like we ain't see it coming or we're shocked. But really, a lot of the stuff is right there. We just ignore it. Trust me, I've been there before. You're attracted to the girl. She says something a little bit out of pocket, and you ignore it because you like her for the moment, for the time being. And it's only until that feeling wears off, and you're just like, oh yeah, I do remember she. When you do like real introspection or real reflection, you're just like, oh, I did remember she said that, and that was just dark humor. Ninja. Hey, wait, hey, man. I've been there before. Trust me, guys. I've been there before. Like I said, men and women overlook the red flags of people that they are physically attracted to. This is what humans do. This is why a lot of times, even with men, people are this. The reason why really you're supposed to ask your girl for a prenup so you see her reaction. That's really what you're looking for. Is just a reaction. If it's a offended or surprise reaction, obviously you know what that girl is there with you for. Or she starts crying, then we already know it's really supposed to be a test. It's not necessarily, you know what I'm saying? This is why men tell dudes, to get a prenup. That's one of the main reasons why. So somebody said, stop acting like y'all wouldn't be mad if someone kept coming for your money. Exactly. That's why he made this video. That's why Tyrese made this, because it's when it comes to marriage, it's blood in, blood out, especially when you're dealing with women. So she's, like I said, bitches is broke. Bitches is broke. I don't care how much money they make. They broke. So they're going to be at you for your paper for almost damn near the rest of your, especially if you live in America, basically for the rest of your life. They're going to be at your paper. And then especially if you're a guy like Tyrese, oh, it's that it's going to be, I will say 21 years minimum in Tyrese's case, because he has a kid with the broad. That's why when Corey Holcomb be saying jokes like, "Hey man, if you really want this to go away," I don't want to go there, but hey, he said, plant some dope in that girl's car and call the police on her so you can have custody of your own kid. Hey man, there's a reason why people would go missing back in the day, and I'm just telling you, because you already know this is going to be basically for the rest of for the next 20 years minimum. Tyrese is gonna have to go through it with this woman, because remember, it's not just the marriage. He had a kid with her, so that's the trap. That's the trap. She's gonna be at this man for his paper for the next 20 years, because remember, when it comes to family courts, when it comes to child support, all this stuff, you can always file for modification. You can always keep filing. You don't ever have to stop filing. Unfortunately, that's how the system works. So they make it like that. They let women do that because it keeps them in business. They realize there's a lot of money to be made to empower women in these situations, or basically the party with the lesser money, which is going to be women most times. This is why women refuse to get married now. Now that they got a lot of money, they refuse to be with dudes that make less than them in terms of marriage and like a contractual commitment. They refuse to. When Rihanna was saying, "Oh yeah, I'm not gonna get married to ASAP Rocky," you saw all the girls. You go, girl. You go. It should show you everything you need to know right there. But men are still gonna give women the benefit of the doubt.